Ladies and gentlemen, 120 men sharing free gold between them per every 3 months. That is what we have managed today.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Spiffing Brit, and today we are playing Total War Rome 2 Emperor Edition. Oh, look, very fancy. So here we have it, our first Total War game of our How to Break a Game series. There have been oh so many demands to play Total War games and show off some of my favourite cheesy strategies, and I do believe Rome 2 is where I would like to start. Now, this game is often known as the one which tried to be Rome 1 and failed catastrophically, but from my experience, this game's actually pretty fun. Yeah, it's not bad, its graphics are decent, and hey, it's got Roman noses. That's all I want in my strategy games. Now, today, I'm naturally going to be taking Rome 2 Total War and flipping it on its head. The Total War series is well known for having a large world map where you can build up your nation, and then a really detailed in-battle experience where you can get your armies and manually move them around into glorious battles. Today, however, we're not going to do that. No. Because whilst 50% of the game might be supposedly actually fighting battles on the ground, I have no intention of doing such a thing. Today, we're going to be using the auto-resolve feature for every single battle we fight. For in the fields of war and we're actually manually fighting it, then something has gone terribly awry. For I found a lovely cheesy way to get a very easy world conquest with minimal effort on the player's end. This is so easy that you two at home can go and enjoy it. Now, we're going to be starting a lovely game as, of course, Rome. I mean, who else would we play in this game? I suppose there are the Britannic tribes, but come on, these are Britons that haven't even discovered tea yet. It's just not worth it. So yes, instead we'll be playing Rome for their increased movement range, although to be fair, we have infinite movement range anyway. And you know what? I think we're also going to crank up the game difficulty to hard. Oh, look at me. I do enjoy a challenge. Now as Rome, there are a few options as to which house we're going to choose. House of Julia for attack damage to barbarians, House of Junia for increased farming wealth, or my favourite, House of Cornelia for minus 50% upkeep cost for all auxiliary units. Now this looks like a very easy way to get a cheap army, and ladies and gentlemen, this is why you're going to start thinking like a true Brit. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are sat back, you are reclined in your chair, you have your cup of tea, you've done your wave to the Queen this morning, and you've had a fond sigh at the map of the British Empire that you have hung up on your wall. Oh, one day. But that's not all. Perhaps you've decided that, hey, you know what? This is the one. This is the one that I want to see Spiff succeed on. You've been a very generous sausage, and you've decided that this is a video that you're going to give a like to. Oh my, you very cheeky person. Thank you very much. You know what? I think it's time we start our campaign. As House Cornelia of the Roman Empire, it's time we begin. So, the rules are pretty simple. We're basically going to try and go for as close to a world conquest as possible, and I'm only allowed to use the auto-resolve feature. Now, the auto-resolve feature in this game is very wacky. Most people know it as a function that allows you to get rid of a really high-trained army against just an army of complete chod. It is an absolutely hair-tearing pain of an experience to use the auto-resolve feature. However, if you know how to game the system, it can actually work to your advantage. So we start the game and we're at war with these people to our north, the Etruscan League. Our true gameplay experience is sadly not going to start until we've finished off the Etruscan League. Now, I've played this game a fair bit, so I know there's an army hiding in these woods trying to ambush us as we move towards this settlement over here. I have no intention to go for that settlement, however, and we'll grab this one over here first. Now, to get over there, as you can see, our army can only reach this point here. Alas, that is where you're wrong. So how we're going to get around the fact that we can't reach this settlement is we're going to select our army, go to the general, hit replace, find this lovely free person over here, Lucius Cornelius, and then hit hire. And you know what, we'll hire a general bodyguard of just simple cavalry, but of course not yet. We're going to want to begin our movement in this direction with this selected, and just before we reach the end we'll hit the hire button. Now suddenly his entire movement distance has been refreshed and we can now attack this settlement. Lovely. So all we have to deal with is the garrison army and a garrison fleet. Very easy, this is just going to be a lovely simple auto-resolve. And if we go for the aggressive stance, the game predicts 86% of our men will survive this battle. I like those odds. Oh, that's a good stab right there. This is the only battle we're going to be seeing throughout the entire game, ladies and gentlemen. So get used to it. Now my aim is to unlock the infantry command bonus for the increased experience rank for infantry recruits. This is very broken for the strategy that we have going forward. So we're going to make make this guy an improved commander. Lovely. And that's our first settlement captured. It genuinely is as easy as that. For our first research, we want to go for supply reforms, and then after that, we'll start absolutely smashing out the economy reforms. Now, we do have a few options down here in the south with Syracuse. We will eventually be going through all these lands. However, at the moment, we don't need an army sat down here. In fact, I would absolutely love to have the army all the way back here. But of course, it's absolutely miles away. So we're just going to chain our army up the coast towards Rome, just so that the army of the Etruscan League can't run into Rome and snipe it without us defending it. And there we go. That's how to get an army from the south of Italy all the way up to Rome in only one turn. Very good. Alright, and you know what? I think that's our first turn complete. Everything is sorted. Good stuff. And now that we've finished our military research, we can finally build the Auxilary Camp right here, which allows us to recruit auxiliary infantry. Trust me, these guys are going to be absolutely broken. Now, one thing I've managed to do is split the army from the settlement by using 2 auto-resolve armies to basically trick the enemy eye into running its army away. The actual process of tricking the AI armies into one-on-one battles with absolutely large stacks of spear chod is rather difficult, but once you get it nailed down, you can be really successful with it. Also, by the way, the technical term I use there, chod, is how we're effectively going to be referring to all of our units, being that they are going to be comprised of absolute trash. So we're about to end turn 3, and we've just wiped out the army of the Etruscan League, and next turn we'll be able to waltz into their 3rd settlement, and now with our 2 armies positioned outside this city, we're going to be able to have a very easy auto-resolve once more. And there we have it, we can occupy this lovely city. And that's our first complete region. Now remember that we have set the game to hard difficulty, and even though we are playing as the Romans who do have an easy start, we should be able to basically cheese the entirety of this game using this beautiful strategy. Now whether some would call it an exploit or not is quite a large thing to say, but what I will say is that it is most definitely a huge cheese of the game's systems. Now in the city of Rome, a brilliant new building has opened up. This building is known as the Auxilary Camp. Now this allows us to recruit a special unit here, the Auxiliary Infantry. Now previously when I gave this an attempt, I decided to use the Rororii. The Rororii are a lovely unit because they only cost 192 gold to recruit and only take 65 upkeeping. However, by choosing the particular house that we did at the start, the maintenance of auxiliary units is cut in half, meaning that the superior unit right here, the Auxiliary Infantry, which does even more attack, has much more morale and much more armor, so statistically is much better in auto-resolve battles, is also cheaper per month. Other than the rather high cost of recruiting some of these guys for the first turn, they are actually some of the cheapest and greatest units in the game. This unit right here, because of our lovely house, is cheaper to maintain than the Hastati and is statistically even better. That's right, this lovely Auxiliary Infantry. Oh, we're going to go far with this bad boy, just you watch. So we've managed to train up a rather large army of very cheap units over here in Rome, so it only logically makes sense that we send them all over to this city, slap bang over here. Oh, and also we have a little fleet here to assist them. And with the remainder of our money, we can use it to start upgrading some of our lovely civilization. I'm not particularly sure what's happening here. The entire Etruscan League appears to have sailed its fleet out into the middle of the ocean, which is going to allow me to hire a few mercenaries, and hopefully I might be able to take out their entire army all in one go. Ah, yes, I will. For some reason, the AI decided it would be a great idea to sail their entire army out into the ocean with almost no guarding. So, naturally, we're going to sail our fleet over and give them a bit of a fun time. Nice. Right, and now that the army's up and running again, we're going to be sending the Legio II Equitres army. Oh no, we need to start renaming some of these armies. There we go, we've got our first army, it's the Mad Lads army. And then to the north, we're going to have good old Choddy. That's right, nobody expects Choddy. And of course, Choddy up here, he needs to start recruiting his army as well. But look at how cheap they are. But yes, for the early part of the game, it really is about building up a great economy in Italy, and then as soon as that's ready, you're just set to take on the entire world. The AI has done something rather interesting here. I've managed to trick the Etruscan League AI into splitting up its armies. In fact, there is no army defending its main settlement now. So I'm just going to waltz on in there, and we're going to be able to grab this. Previously, this was actually going to be a rather difficult game, but nope, apparently they just want to leave their settlements for me to jump in on. And here we have it, the upgrade I was looking for. Infantry Command. This allows us to immediately recruit infantry units with +2 experience, meaning our infantry, as soon as we recruit them, are going to be incredible. So there we have it, the entire Etruscan League has been wiped out, excluding its fleets, which are now currently sailing around the ocean, getting attritioned. But hey, once they're done, we need to start weighing up where else in the world we're going to be invading next, because hey, the world is our oyster with our auto-resolve battles. And you know what, I think it's time we wipe out the entirety of the Etruscan League once and for free-for-all. This is it, gents. We're finally using the mad lads. I want an aggressive stance. We're going to fight horses on boats using spearmen. Perfectly logical, and it's worked. What will we do with the remainders? Oh, we should probably enslave them. Yes, this is going to help the economy. There we go. The Etruscan League is done for good. Apparently something requires attention. This thing over here, is this meant to be a mad? Very well. Apparently a subject has gained infamy. What has he done? He was caught defacing the Temple of Jupiter. Such matters should not be taken lightly. We could, hand him over, pay off the temple so everything's happy. Or, you know what? I will punish him myself. Now, what are we going to do? Well, immediately we want to disband all of these Hastati. We simply don't need them anymore. This Italian mercenary spearmen and all of these levies, equally, we don't need them. Now, with the leader of the Mad Lads, he's got an upgrade, meaning all new recruits come pre-leveled and are also cheaper. So we're going to use him to recruit all of our infantry instead and split the infantry off into the various armies of our empire. And so the creation of the Mad Lads army is going to begin. But of course, our new army, what are we going to call this? We can't have them called Legio Free. Oh, that's just weird. Well, considering most of our army is going to be suiciding into the enemy, I've decided that we're going to be naming this group of the auxiliary infantry the Banzai Boys. But something I did spot is that the entire army of Syracuse decided to sail over towards Carthage. So, logically speaking, if we can get some armies down here to the south in Syracuse, we should be in a very interesting position. And suddenly, the Banzai Boys have become a 20-strong stack. I've also decided to get rid of our entire fleet, because at the end of the day, it was costing us over 1,000 gold to maintain, and let's be realistic, that's not something that interests me. But we have one completely full-sized army, one almost full-sized army, and one kind of fledgling army, and yet our upkeep is only at 2,000. Not bad. We're going to be able to make this a lot better, of course. Now, this is where it gets a bit spicy. We need to somehow take out Carthage. Yes, the cost of auxiliary infantry has dropped even more. It now only costs 50 gold per turn to maintain them. Lovely. Next turn is when the war's about to get spicy, ladies and gentlemen. Will Carthage notice that suddenly about 40,000 men have rocked up on their border and are suddenly walking their way towards Syracuse? Yes, they've noticed, and they've noticed by moving their army out of Syracuse. Well, thank you for handing that one over to me. And our empire has grown into an imperium, allowing us to field up to 6 armies. Good stuff indeed. Also, I noticed something very strange. The reason I declared war on Carthage is because I thought Syracuse was done for. I thought this was their last army, and it turned out it wasn't. They had a second army that was attritioning away over here and has managed to grab Carthage. I have no idea how they've managed that. And here we have a very interesting setup indeed. Lilybæum appears to be the capital of Carthage now, so we're going to waltz on in here, do a quick encirclement. We can also move our army in ever so slightly behind it, and do an absolutely massive auto-resolve battle. And that's an easy victory right there. Oh, and look at this, a 100% auto-resolve. Mostly because we're attacking one boat and 10 blokes with pointy sticks standing on rafts. Yes, I do believe this is going to be a victory. How are we even going to lose 2% of our force in this battle? I have no idea. Very well. Attack. Yes, we did the first step to setting up the empire by controlling 2 full provinces. Very good. And now our next mission is to prepare for war, which is to maintain 60 units in total. Right, we should be there in no time. And apparently we managed to prepare for war by maintaining 60 units in total. Yep, I did that one rather easily. Right, the enemy fleet has decided to do something rather interesting. It sailed from this army over here straight into our lovely region of Eulalia and is attacking the garrison. I have no idea why, because we can just auto-resolve this for an astounding victory. Yes, Carthage just suicided one of its fleet into a city. Why have you done that exactly, AI? You know what, back in Rome, I think it's time we set up our 5th army and consider the role of perhaps a northern conquest. So we're going to use Decimus Junius Brutus over here and raise up an army of, once again, just pure chod. Now in this new army that we're raising, we have a golden opportunity here. Normally I wouldn't go for cavalry units, but actually because we have cheesed the game and have very, very cheap auxiliary units, the auxiliary cavalry is down from 120 upkeep to only 80, and the socio-equites is down from 110, somehow all the way down to 63 upkeep per turn. So yes, we're going to be grabbing a few socio-equites for a brand new army. And of course our new army needs to be given a name. So we're going to label them the Tea Troopers, for their job is to go and seize the means of tea production, which is often known as a kettle. And so the Banzai Boys and Mad Lads are posed to take out Carthage. Yes, so meanwhile our Choddy force over here and our brand new Community army are going to be taking out the region of Corralis next turn as well. And so, with our lovely armies over here, we're going to take them very close to the walls of the city. Should we use the Mad Lads or the Banzai Boys to attack? You know what, we'll go for the Mad Lads, our greatest general. Attack, my friend. And of course, because we're attacking by sea, we no longer need to worry about walls, and the garrison army and the army of elephants they have sat nearby aren't going to do anything. So we're just going to auto-resolve this. Oh, and 89% of our force is going to remain? That's not bad at all. And there we go. Carthage is now Roman. That seemed a little bit too easy. Now, one thing I've decided to do is just to absolutely annoy Corrales and stop the Carthage ability to even earn money by basically just positioning two armies here both on raiding. By having both of them on raid, the local region is currently facing minus 100% wealth from all sources, with one slight issue. It is now minus 200% wealth from all sources, and this is Carthage's only city, meaning they now have no money to pay their men with. Next turn, I think we'll sail over with the Banzai Boys to Corrales, and we can begin the ultimate siege. Meanwhile, the Choddy force and community force are busy having some kind of mad Roman rave over here, just slamming their swords against their shields, having a great time raiding. Yes, we're going to be using the Chad army and the T-troopers, and hopefully we'll be marching these men north, and we'll start dealing with some of these pesky Germanic tribes. Although I say they're pesky, we have a spy who's currently been max leveled just stealing food in this region. Oh my goodness, I think I've discovered exactly what we're going for. Auxiliary Corps. It starts off with only minus 5% auxiliary unit recruitment cost, but ends up with minus 15% recruitment cost, plus 20% morale for all auxiliary units, and minus 20% upkeep. So bearing in mind we already have minus 50% upkeep, this is going to increase that to minus 70% upkeep. And also, the research is going to allow us to get it down even more. Is it physically possible to have minus 100% upkeep? Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to discover that. Oh my goodness, the Mad Lads are going to become even madder, and probably more laddier. So sadly, G. Scipio, who was the head of House Cornelia, has died. However, this has actually benefited us, because he was only leading the community army, which means that El Scipio here has suddenly become the dictator. Being the dictator gives you a bit of an advantage. Suddenly, all of our units, as you can see, have suddenly had their upkeep minus by 10%. Yes, and after doing a quick check of the Mad Lads army, our upkeep per unit has been reduced to 45 gold per turn. This is quite possibly the cheapest and yet most powerful 20 stack the game has ever seen. Yes, I do love abusing the auto-resolve feature. We've ended up with some pretty wacky generals, I must say. And now that we've got our fleet so close by, it's able to reinforce these armies here, and suddenly we have 3 full armies attacking this tiny little fort. And how many men are we going to keep? I'd like to keep 70%, please. So we go, 5,000 versus 3,000, and our armies have done incredibly well. It would appear Libya is getting more and more desperate. Their attempts to try and peace out are really getting a bit too extreme, so we might as well get rid of them. Yep, I think that's probably the only logical solution. Are you getting annoyed by countless AI peace deals? Would you just like all of that to go away? Then why not try Roman Crusades? They're super effective to deal with all of those very annoying AIs. Also, I've managed to grab remuneration reforms, meaning minus 3% upkeep and recruitment costs. The next research is a further minus 4, and then the final one is minus 6. So who knows what that all adds up to, but all I know is that my auxiliary infantry are now down to only 42 gold per turn. So I mean, I'm very happy with that. Carthage has apparently gone from saying that I need to take peace deals or I will die, to now saying that the people of Carthage would like to offer us gold to just go away. 2,300 men versus 2,000. Bear in mind, our 2,000 men are much cheaper than theirs, much more choddy, literally just absolute trash, and yet we're going to absolutely smash them. A success! The community army today has done us proud, along with choddy. Next turn, we've got these great free armies that can march on over to Medlan and probably instantly take it out. There we go. And now we're in a situation where we have 3 absolutely massive armies surrounding this settlement. So it's gone from being an absolutely no chance of success to being there is a 100% complete chance of success. Now, we are actually fighting some pretty solid units, but of course, we've got the Choddy army, the community, and the Mad Lads all in one location. Oh, this is going to be a good auto-resolve. I can feel it. We have 6,456 men versus 3,000. So we can enslave captives. This is going to generate a lot of wealth, but public order is going to take a huge dive. You know what? Bugger it. Our total income is 12,000, and yet we are fielding 5 huge armies, and they're only costing us 5,000. Each army is only 1,000. This is absolutely broken. I love it. Right, Mad Lads? It would appear you are dealing with a force of 960 men and you're attacking with 4,000. So
I think you've got this in the bag. Now we've finally managed to get around to taking almost all of northern Italy. Right, now that we've secured northern Italy, I guess the next logical step is to take out this settlement here, then this one, and then finally this one, all in one go, hopefully. Now, the fun situation that we're in is that upon attacking one of these cities to the north, all of them are called in, as they are defensive allies or military allies of each other, which is going to create a very interesting situation. So, community, it's time to declare war. Yes, it's going to call in their allies, but hey. And this is going to actually be quite a close battle, because we're only attacking with a glorious 4,377, and we're going to naturally occupy this city. Entire faction has been destroyed in one turn. Oh no! The Mad Lad's army, their general has died, and so time has come to replace him. We're now attacking with a force of 6,000 men against 3,000, and this is going to be another glorious success. Let's go for a more balanced stance. Well, balanced appears to have killed everyone. There we go, we lost no units, glorious success, and an occupation can begin. On! We've increased our Imperium. We can now field 8 armies and field 2 spies. What, is that an increase from 2 to 2? What is that? But hey, that's an entire faction destroyed this turn. Not bad at all. Oh my goodness, I think I found an even cheaper unit. It's the Auxiliary Celtic Warriors with an upkeep of only 42 gold per turn. Oh yes, we're certainly getting few of you into the army. Now all of a sudden we are attacking a force of 9,000 men against a faction which decided to march its entire army that direction off the map. Very well, an easy auto-resolve this is going to be. And hopefully a lot of experience as well. There we go, an entire region has been seized once again by the glorious Roman Empire in a very easy attack, I must say. Now, I've done some quick calculations just to try and work out what the maintenance theoretically of our auxiliary units will be in the future. If we manage to get the Mad Lad's army up to a level 3, we'll be receiving minus 20% upkeep. With the power of our faction already, we'll be receiving a minus 50%, making the total upkeep of auxiliary units minus 70%. However, if we choose to improve our general even further, we can get a minus 15% upkeep cost, and there will always be our ability to upgrade this character even further by securing many promotions with the Senate right up until we get him to censor, which is a further minus 14%. So that's going to be minus 50 plus minus 20, meaning minus 70. Then via his skills, we can get that down to a further minus 10. So hopefully we'll be at minus 80. Then we can get a minus 14 via getting him up to censor. And then via further technology, we're able to get our upkeep cost for all armies down by minus 6%. So theoretically speaking, it will be possible to have minus 100% unit upkeep. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the goal of today's video. Okay, this battle feels a bit like overkill. We have 8,500 men versus 13,000. Oh well, a little bit on the extreme side, but this is going to be a very successful fight. I've checked also this upgrade here. Minus 12% cost for non-mercenary units. Now that is probably what we'll be aiming for. What on earth has happened down here? Apparently Carthage has decided to resurrect itself. They've managed to take over all of these cities. I wonder what they think of me now. Carthage, do you like me? No, it would appear Carthage absolutely hate me. Oh no, I've just discovered something even better. These patricians over here, you can upgrade them so they can become economists. And this decreases the unit recruitment cost and upkeep by minus 4% and can go up to minus 10%. Oh my goodness, right. Okay, we're grabbing these men. We're going to start attaching these to armies. Oh, they're going to become very powerful. So there we go. We have brought him into the army. Oh, this is lovely. Our entire maintenance has been dropped to 36 on everything. Oh, this is glorious. This is absolutely glorious. Oh, I'm so excited to give this a try. I'm also going to get another patrician over here and bring him up to the front line. Now that I've discovered the incredible power of patricians and free armies, oh, this world is getting really cheesy. Because, I mean, what's better than having a Roman Empire? It's a Roman Empire with free units. That's what I live for. Oh, very exciting. We should be able to take the entire city of Segestica with relative ease. Now, of course, it's going to be difficult to take them immediately, so we're going to have to encircle them, summon up the community army, and then bring in the Chad army. Now, also in the region, we have Gnaeus Bure Servus, who is our champion, and whilst he is in the region, he is providing minus 8 morale for all enemy units. Very nice. Anyway, with our three armies here, suddenly the odds do appear to be in our favour. So an auto-resolve battle it is. Oh, this is great. We've got the Mad Lads army where each unit is only 36, and we've got the Chad army where each unit is only 38. Oh, this is lovely. Everything's just so cheap. And that is an entire faction destroyed and another general rank up. Yes, the leader of the Mad Lads himself, allowing us to get minus 4% via administration. Oh, what are we currently at for this army's upkeep? 28 gold per unit. Oh my god. This is just outright incredible. Now the Mad Lads are soon to level up, and as soon as they do, we can add a minus 10% to the upkeep of all their units. I think that could be the bit to push them over into free units. We're going to continue the siege of this settlement. And there we go, 4 armies, 1 city. Suddenly it's looking like it's in our favor, isn't it? As you can see, choddy units, 31 gold per turn for the infantry. But we can upgrade our lovely general here, being an administrator, and all of a sudden the units are down to 27 and 24 pop for just one of these auxiliary clerics. Very good stuff indeed. And the Mad Lads get yet another upgrade so that they're down to 24 per turn. That's how much it's going to cost us to keep this entire army. 24 gold per unit per turn. Now what I do believe it is time to encircle this settlement using the Mad Lads, bring up the Chads to reinforce, and finish it off with a good cup of the community. Now let's see how this battle goes. All of a sudden it's massively in our favour. The Mad Lads military traditions have gone up to rank 5. Grand Camp following is another minus 4 upkeep for all units. Oh, so we can have minus 4. This can get increased to what? Minus 12. Okay, so we get a Grand Camp following, and then eventually we'll upgrade the Auxiliary Corps for minus 10, and the army at the moment is at 19 gold per turn. There we go, the Apuli faction is destroyed, and the Mad Lads army has done it again. They're well on their way to rank 6, and as soon as they make it, that's an extra minus 10% upkeep for the auxiliary units. We can make the general a master tactician, which is going to provide minus 4% upkeep for all non-mercenary units. Let's take a quick look at the army. All at 19 gold per turn. Now let's go for the upgrade. Now all of the army is at 15 gold per turn. Yes! How are we even paying them? What are we paying these soldiers in? There are 120 men in this group here. 120 men. And we are paying them 15 gold coins to share between them. 15 gold coins. That is ridiculous. What have we done to the economy in this game? It's completely broken. Just imagine the gloriousness that is fighting an army that somehow is not getting paid, yet they are so fanatically driven, they're just going to fight anyway. Oh no. A noble death. Who's died? Please. Oh, it's just the leader of the Banzai boys. Whoa. Don't get me panicked there, Gabe. I thought we just lost the leader of the legendary Mad Lads. Oh, I've improved the Mad Lads once more. I've managed to get their upkeep down to 14 gold. I have no idea how, statistically speaking, this is physically possible, but nonetheless, I've somehow managed to find a way. Just imagine joining the Roman army as, guess what, an auxiliary infantryman. And you're so excited because, guess what, you've heard some brilliant news. You see, auxiliary infantrymen, they have a wonderful wage of, wait for it, 90 gold per turn. That's a lot of money to send home to your friends and family. That's 90 gold coins split between you and your other 119 mates in your unit. That's not bad at all. However, you end up getting to the front lines and suddenly you join the Mad Lads army, where you get to fight under the legendary Superior Manutas Cyrilius, where of course he's advised by Spurius Volius Dives, and of course you have some incredible Mad Lads upgrades. There's only one slight issue. You join the best fighting force in Rome, you also get paid like the best fighting force in Rome. That's right, 14 gold per turn to share with you and your friends. My goodness. This is a ridiculously sized army, and yet each and every one of them 14 gold. Now this is 14 gold per season. So this is 14 gold as a salary for 120 men per every 3 months. Meaning if we divide this by 3, per month, this entire unit of 120 men are receiving 4.6 gold per month. Very interesting. And if we take 4.6 and divide it by the amount of men in the unit, that's 120 by the way, this means per month, each soldier in this wonderful unit is receiving 0.03 gold. So technically, they're not volunteers and doing this for free, but my god. Oh goodness, I have no idea how I found this. I just decided to sit down one day and see how far we could take these modifiers. I don't think anyone else out there at the moment has discovered this wonderful exploit. Oh my goodness. What glorious fun we're going to be having. This is going to be huge. 7,000 men versus 3,000. Yet because of our ridiculous technological advantage and just superior men in general, we will win this no problem. Could you imagine that auto resolves are actually so good in this game? They're just glorious. Anyway, the settlement is ours. We shall occupy it. Apparently we don't even need reinforcements for this one. You're just so incredibly powerful powerful. Very well, let us auto-resolve this with your sheer power alone. He's become a level 5 commander, meaning we can make him a master tactician. Right, the mad lads have now had their salary cut down to 12 gold per turn. Thanks to a lovely bit of research, we have finally finished military management, meaning unit upkeep's costs are down a further minus 6%. Oh no, and the senator died, so now we need a new leader for the mad lads. And finally, we've improved to an imperium. Now, many of you would think this is a great thing. However, it's also a slight bit of an issue. Now, this is our lovely new leader of the mad lads army. The reason why we've chosen him is because he's only 20 years old, meaning we're going to have him for quite a long time. And immediately, we're going to sink all of our money into upgrading him to become one of the most highest ranking officials the Empire has ever seen. Trust me, we're going to make this guy good whether he likes it or not. Mad lads need a great leader to make sure they can fight for as little as possible. Now, the main issue I had with increasing the size of our empire is that our army upkeep has gone up by 24%. This is effectively the balancing power of my cheesy exploit. However, it is still going to be possible to hopefully get this army all the way down to 0 cost units. It's going to take a while, but I believe we can do it. There we go, the mad lads have finally done it. They're so mad. The army's upgraded to level 6, so we can now improve. So we can now reduce the upkeep of all of our land units. So we have a choice. We can either have an increased -4 or a -10. I think we'll go for the -10. So let's check on our units. All cost 24 a pop, excluding the 1 swordsman. Now if we check back on the army, all 15 gold a pop, excluding the auxiliary Celtic warrior who costs only 13 gold. Now this is just from the army and our agent. Our actual general hasn't even leveled up to give us any more discounts. As soon as he does, that's when the money's really going to start flowing. There we go. After that battle, our lovely dictator here has finally got his level up, which means we can go over here and guess what? Decrease the upkeep for non-mercenary units by 4%. Well, bam. That means we're now paying the auxiliary infantry 11 gold apiece, and the auxiliary Celtic warriors are down to 10. Ah, lovely stuff indeed. Our economy is now risen to generating 27,000 gold per turn, and we generally have nothing to spend it on. Our armies are too large and too cheap to really worry about. Oh, and yes, our dictator has increased in rank, and we are now an imperium. Now, sadly, because we've become an imperium, all of our men have become more expensive, but we can upgrade our general, and this means that we have a -4% cost for non-mercenary units. So our army is now back down to 13 gold per unit. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's where I'm going to call it today. I spent far too many hours playing Rome Total War 2 again. Right, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I know I said the video was coming to an end, but I've decided to jump in right before the end, as I think I've found a way to get the cost down even further. So if we check the Mad Lads army now, we can see that each unit is currently being paid 7 gold, with the auxiliary Celtic warriors down to 6 gold per turn. Quite impressive. How have I managed such a feat? Well, it's all to do with the size of the empire. As we can see at the moment, we're spending an extra 24% upkeep on all of our armies just due to the size of our imperium. Now, roughly when you last saw me, our imperium was over here, meaning we had plus 30% upkeep. But by cancelling a ton of client states, we've managed to get the number down. So my aim is to get the size of our imperium as low as possible, whilst keeping our armies alive so that we can, demonstrate the incredible power of our men. And so begins the turn where I'm going to be effectively declaring war on just about everyone. Oh, we are so close. Although there is one way we can speed this up. One of our settlements is under siege, and if we attempt to sally out and suicide our men, I'm pretty sure that's an easy loss. Here it is. We're going to sally out and suicide the city's garrison. Good stuff. Yes, you go, General. Huzzah. Nice try. Alright, come on. This will be the turn where we will finally see just how low it can go. Please, for science. This game has gone on way too long. I have about 10 hours of footage of Total War at this point. Oh god, a noble death. No. Don't be the senator. Oh no, thank god, it was just the leader of the Dusty Dudes. Whoa, that would have been really, really bad. But now, let us check his army. Okay, right, so last time we looked, it was 7 gold per unit. Now how much is it for an auxiliary infantry per turn? 3 gold per turn! Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, 120 men sharing 3 gold between them per every 3 months. That is what we have managed today. Something absolutely glorious for the Roman Empire. An entire Roman Empire where the armies are fueled on genuinely nothing but paper and the promises of one day you'll get paid, but realistically you probably won't. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. You too too can have a super cheap army if you follow the steps you've seen in today's video. And I think I'll hand it back over to me from yesterday to wrap up this video. Yes, it's a bit of a fun game, and if you do enjoy this game yourself, then hey, why not tell me about it? What fun campaigns have you had in Total War? Also, if you would love to see another Total War game on this channel and you'd love to see how I break it or just generally cheese the mechanics of it, then make sure to give this video a like and comment the words yay down in the description. Or in fact, why not Ave? Yes, go for Ave, that sounds better. However, of course, if you want something different that is spicy, then make sure to go for nay, and feel free to give me an idea for a video and I most certainly will be covered. As always, a huge thank you to my majestic patrons who make all of these absolutely stupid videos possible. With your support, the channel has managed to grow at an absolutely ridiculous rate, so thank you very much. And if you're sat there looking for a video to watch next, then look no further than this one on screen now. Trust me, you're going to love it. I've chosen it especially just for you. And with all that said, make sure you've got your cup of tea in hand as we close off this video. I've been the Spiffing Brit, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Goodbye for now.